Welcome to our show, where we discuss the latest developments in the gaming industry. Today, we're talking about the controversy surrounding Naughty Dog's upcoming game, Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. Joining me is gaming expert John and entertainment journalist Emily.
Thanks for having us. The controversy surrounding Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, is centered around the game's protagonist, who is a woman of color, and the game's themes of faith and religion. Some fans have expressed concerns that the game is pushing a particular agenda, and the developers are responding by framing dissent as hate.
That's right. The game's actress, Tati Gabrielle, has said that she's undergoing an emotional boot camp to prepare her for the type of fan response seen during the Backlash to The Last of Us Part 2. But what's interesting is that Gabrielle previously mocked fans with a meme, which suggests that she's not as vulnerable as she's making herself out to be.
Exactly. And it's not just Gabrielle. Naughty Dog's director, Neil Druckmann, has also made it clear that he expects controversy again. He's even said that he's trying to provoke a reaction from fans, which is a concerning trend in the gaming industry.
Yes, and it's not just about the game itself. It's about the way that Naughty Dog is responding to criticism. By framing dissent as hate, they're sidestepping the real issue, which is that fans simply didn't like what they were sold. It's a classic case of victimhood narrative, where the developers are portraying themselves as victims rather than taking responsibility for their actions.
That's right. And it's not just Naughty Dog. This is a broader trend in the gaming industry, where developers are using identity politics to silence critics and avoid accountability. It's a concerning trend, and it's one that we need to talk about more.
Absolutely. And it's not just about the gaming industry. It's about the way that we're talking about controversy and criticism in general. We need to have a more nuanced conversation about what it means to be a fan and what it means to be a developer. We need to be able to talk about our differences without resorting to name-calling and personal attacks.
Thanks for joining me today, John and Emily. It's been a great conversation, and I'm sure our listeners will find it informative and engaging.
Today, we're discussing the latest news in the gaming world. Kate, can you tell us about the new game quietly announced by Naughty Dog?
Yes, thank you for having me. It's been reported that Naughty Dog has a second project in the works, aside from Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. Although the details are scarce, it's believed to be a new IP, possibly another Uncharted game.
That's interesting. Neil Druckmann, the creative director of Naughty Dog, mentioned that he's taking on a producer role for this new project. Do you think it's possible that this could be The Last of Us Part 3?
I don't think so. Neil wouldn't be involved as a producer if it were The Last of Us Part 3. Plus, the development timeline doesn't match up. I believe it's more likely to be another Uncharted game or a new IP.
That's a good point. What do you think about the risk of launching a new IP like Intergalactic alongside a more reliable franchise like Uncharted?
I think it's a calculated risk. Launching a new IP can be challenging, but pairing it with a more established franchise can help mitigate that risk. It's a way for Naughty Dog to test the waters and see how the market responds.
That's a great point. Finally, what do you think about the rumors surrounding The Last of Us Part 3?
I think it's possible that The Last of Us Part 3 is in development, but it's likely several years away. The TV show is still adapting The Last of Us Part 2, so it's unlikely that the game will be released before the show catches up.